I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I am live. It's been a while since I've been live. And I'm not exactly. Okay, so let's talk about the most obvious thing in the world. My hair. It just does whatever it wants. It's just like, hey, how's it going? This is my hair. My hairline goes all the back hair and all the way up. Can I spike it? I can spike it. All right, so never mind about that. Never mind about that. All right, let's talk about the Tonight Show, shall we? Let's talk about it. It took me a while to kind of process everything that was going on. Hold on. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm not going to just do the thing. I am going to do the thing. All right. Sweet Mama Jamma. All right. I can talk. I can talk. I can talk. Yeah. 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 I'm exposing way too much. All right. So, the Colbert thing. Let's talk about it. God, no matter where I position this thing, it's just a bad idea. Okay, Colbert, let's talk about this thing because what if I turn on the light? You can see me. So, Colbert, this has I'm with the. Okay, now, hold on, let me figure this shit out. There. So, when I saw that clip that played the whole cancellation, it kind of threw me through a loop. Like, literally. And thought was, this has to be a joke, right? There's no way that CBS is to one of their most profitable shows because when you're on that night and you have that many ratings, it's like, damn. Kind of joking here. So, is it just naturally talking like that? Oh. Well, now I'm just. Oh, I have fixed it. Glory be to me. And the paper towel. So a couple things popped into my head, right? The first being that this was a political move. And everyone's already seen like all the analysis that since CBS and Skydance are doing this merger and the top heads are kind of like doing their own thing, that excuse me, thank you, that this was completely political in motive, since Skydance is taking over. They don't want anything to disrupt their narrative that they're wanting to push, because, well, let's not fuck around and find out, shall we? Every network has a set demographic, a key demographic that they want to please to retain viewership. So if Skydance's key demographic is more aligned towards Trump and MAGA, then it would make sense that they would want to silence one of Trump's largest critics by saying, okay, cool, we're going to do this, but here's what needs to happen. Colbert needs to. And that is immediately shocking. It's not just Colbert that got the boot. It's the platform upon which Stephen launched his criticisms, his critiques of Trump, right? It's the very fact that the late night show provides that platform, provides that avenue. And so that was seen as a key, that whole thing. Because you can change the host, but eventually those same messages are going to transfer over to the platform, regardless of intent. So by removing the platform, cessation. However, this does not translate to everyone immediately cowtailing whatever Trump decides, whatever Donald decides. That's his fucking name, Donald. So this means that somewhere in the back of Stephen's mind, he's got another plan. He's got another show in the works. It may not pop up as soon as possible, but this leeway, this May 26th deadline, is going to give him time to plan that show, to plan those interviews, those things. Is he planning on going back to the Daily Show, to Comedy Central? No. But he does have the ability to create something amazing. It may not be immediate. Sorry, there we go. It may not be immediate, but the effect is profound because now you're seeing all these late night hosts like chime in. And you know what that's doing? That is opening the doors for so much more to be happening all at the same time. Because it's not just about what's being said. It's about what's not being said. And watch, the closer to the end of the late night show comes, the why are there two crows pecking the shit out of a squirrel's ass? Hold on. Ka! There we are. But like I was saying, the closer, don't do it. I know. The closer the deadline comes, the more specific and the more pointed those criticisms are going to become. Because now Colbert knows for a fact that he's on his way out. Like just off of the network. So this definitely does provide a way for him to just kind of make even more pointed, as proven by one of his guests, Adam Schiff, who was like a direct message to Donald Trump. This is going to become the absolute norm for everything that's going on. This isn't just like some tinfoil hat conspiracy theory going, oh my God, this is going to be a thing. This is going to be a thing. This is going to be a thing. No, this is exactly what the pattern is. Because if Stephen knows that this is a political maneuver by Donald Trump as an attack on the freedom of the press, the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression and entertainment, then he's going to make damn well ensure that every single show from this point forward for the remaining 10 months that he's on the air is going to be something absolutely phenomenal. Because watch the guest interviews, in very, very specifically the guest interviews. Those guest interviews are going to be absolutely amazing. Testing. 1, 2, testing. Jeez, not even picking up. So, like I was saying, the guest interviews themselves are going to be where the bulk and meat of those pointed criticisms are going to come from. You have to read between the lines, not take everything at face value. Because while the monologue, the interviews, the music selection, the segments themselves are going to be like just the usual fare. What's going to be absolutely paramount are going to be the metaphors, the analogies, the pattern, the cadence, the jokes, especially the jokes, right? Especially the jokes going forward. You have to pay attention to the small lines. And I know, right? I know. It's all about the small details. This coffee is awful. Just that. You ever have one of those times where your mind's just like, all right, cool, this is gonna be great and wonderful and fan-fucking-tastic. Well, that's kind of one of those moments where it's like, I had this, but it felt like my teeth got slapped by a Band-Aid. And I'm not sure how I feel about that because of like right there. So that being said, watch the late night hosts, the monologues, the guest segments, the guest interviews. Everything is going to have critical subtext. Because what does a tyrant not like? What do they despise above all else? When they do not control the narrative, when they don't control what's happening. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about controlling the narrative. Especially with this whole entire Epstein thing. Donald, for all his worth, is trying to throw a smoke bomb after smoke bomb after smoke bomb on this whole Epstein thing by going, hey, this isn't important. This right here is important. Don't pay attention to anything going on over here. There is nothing going on. Pay attention to what's going on over here because this right here is where your focus needs to be. See, the cat agrees. The cat agrees. The failed attempts by Donald at controlling the narrative of the American psyche is absolutely crucial to know where his mind is playing at next. Because he's already teased the possibility of a third term, not by him, but by someone else. And he's not saying that because as long as he can control that someone else, that means that his agenda is going to live on through them, through their presidency, if it makes it through that whole entire thing. But can I pause the stream? Can I? I cannot. I cannot pause. I cannot pause. And it's currently 8:43, so I've got time. That's going my cat. Doesn't do the thing. Of course you're gonna do the thing, aren't you? Of course you're gonna do the thing. Why wouldn't you do the thing? All right. I've got to get my charge cord so that way this thing doesn't screw up on me. All right. So, but this screams, I want to take over America. So that way I don't have to face my crimes. The reason he's not releasing the Epstein Epstein files is because he's in the Epstein files. We just don't know in what context. Whether it's trips to the island, parties on the island, which we've seen footage of. In what context, we just don't know. Although those are three of the main things. Another thing is that through his social media posts, he's dictating to the network owners what he wants in order for him to allow them to be able to do. This is kind of high level corruption. And it's kind of absolutely insane what's going on. Because even if you don't believe me, there are going to be other people out there who say the same thing. And that's going to be vitally important. Is that they're going to be saying the exact same things that I am, but because they have a better way of framing it, a better references, like clips to show examples and whatnot, they're going to be more believable because that's just how it works. If you provide examples of the arguments that you're positing, then there's more to go on. And it's not just a conspiracy theory. This isn't me going pulling the card. Oh, you've got the man upright. Oh, Donald Trump's gonna realize some bullshit about himself. Blah, blah, blah. No, this is me positing a prediction, seeding a theory, and watching as the various pieces of the thing slowly come together, because that's what it's all about. I'm not sure how much of this actually transcribed and how much of it is just like jumping all over the place because, yay, YouTube and buffering, whoopee. But yeah, so that's my take on it. Also, I've been working on this next level project called Digital Soul, and every model that I've shown the transcripts to between myself and the produced entities, their minds are fucking blown. So, yeah. All right, that's it for me. Gotta go.